Time to make an actual thing. It's a chess pawn, okay? It may look a little daunting, but it's actually not that bad if we just follow the steps, okay? And this is still one of those tutorials, so it's going to have those orange hint shapes for us. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start with a cylinder. Boom, drag it. There it is. There is my cylinder. All right, wonderful. Next. Get it. We're going to scale it smaller to a height of 3 millimeters. So let me zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so if I hover over this, it says 20. That's 20 millimeters tall. But I go over there to try and change it, and I can't. But if I click this point, now I can go over, click that 20, and change it to 3. Boom. It is now 3 millimeters tall. Next, we are going to drag a work plane to the top of the cylinder. Okay, this is tricky. Let me explain for a minute what this means. Remember, this blue is the work plane, all right? It even says it over there, work plane, all right? This blue is the work plane. It's the surface that objects snap onto when you bring them into the world here. So we're going to click this work plane tool. And we're going to drag it down and put it on top of this orange cylinder here, the flat one. All right, now this is our new work plane. We can go back to the blue work plane, and we will at the end, but right now this is our new level. So anything we drag out is going to be on that level, and it's the same level as the top of that orange cylinder because that's where we dragged it on top of. I hope that makes sense. Next step. All right, we're going to drag a cone here, and the cone is on top of that work plane, not the blue one, the new one, the orange one. And so I move it over, and it's right on top of the orange disc there because that's where the work plane says it should go. Next, we're going to scale this shape shorter. We're going to click this, and then click there, and we got 11 millimeters, nice and short. Next step. All right, we're going to drag a sphere to the work plane. The sphere goes, and see how you can see it's hovering a little bit there? That's because it's on that orange work plane, which is hovering above the blue one. All right, now, you can see these aren't quite lining up. Like, what's going on here? It's not quite going how I want it to go. So if I have this selected, I can use my arrow keys and actually go a little bit this way. Tap, 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 tap. But even if it doesn't get lined up, don't worry about it because I'm going to show you at the end how you can line it all up. Remember that align feature? We're going to use that and it'll be great. Next step, scale the sphere to a diameter of 18 meters. So I'm going to click here, click, and then go into that number, click there, 18. Boom. All right, now that went to 18 millimeters. But if you look at it, it's now like flatter. It's wobbly. It's like an oval shape. So I only clicked it there. If I go over here and look, oh, it's still 20 on that side. So I click here and then go in and change that 20, click to an 18. And now it's actually still 20 tall if you look at that, but we're going to squish it way down to 5 millimeters tall. 5. Boom. Way flat and squishy, okay? Now I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to use my arrow keys. Boom. And there it is. Next step. Drag a cone shape to the work plane. It's going to go onto the top of that orange work plane. Boom, we got it. Scale it to a diameter of 14 millimeters. So I'm going to click here, which will give us that box, and we can type in 14, enter. And then on the other side too, I'm going to do the same thing. 14, enter. And to a height of 28 millimeters. So this one we're going to make taller. Click this top point, and then we're going to click and make it 28, enter, boom. Check us out. Now move the cone to the target orange area. We're going to slide it over. Look at that. Okay, now lift the cone 3 millimeters off the work plane. How do I know what 3 millimeters is? Well, I'll tell you. See this little slider uppy arrow guy? We're going to click that, and then we're going to drag it. Oh, see that number that just appeared? 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 millimeters. But look, that one's staying around. If I go in there and I type in it, I can click 8. Or I can go back and make it 3. All right? You can also hit the undo arrow right here. Next step, drag another cone, we're using lots of cones here, to the target in the area in orange. So where's our cone? Here we go. Boom, cone. Next, scale it to a diameter of 12 millimeters, okay? I'm gonna show you a trick. I can scale it this way and that way as 2 separate steps, or if I hold shift and click the corner, see how it gives me both of those? And I hold shift and click. All right, now if I put in 12, it does it in all directions, okay? Up, down, left, right, so that's X, Y, and Z axes. So now I'm gonna scale this one to a height of 19. Boom. Next step. Okay, we're gonna pause this. That's gonna be the first half of our tutorial. And I am going to get you guys going on the, you know what? Nah, let's just do it. Let's just do the whole thing. Okay, so we got this guy, and we got our rotation feature here when we get to these arrows. Now, when you click and drag it, it jumps by 22.5 degrees each time you do that. But look at this. If I go to this outer one, it goes by 1 degree each time, and you can get a smooth rotation. But if we go to this inner circle here, it jumps by 45 degrees. Let's go all the way down to 180 degrees. Got it. And then I click away. Now I got it. All right. And I'm going to, with my arrows over here, I'm going to move it in place. And then I'm going to slide it up to the target area. All right. Maybe I like it a little lower. Or maybe higher. I don't know. Right around there. Okay, now we are going to drag a work plane to the top of the cone, which is really the bottom of the cone you just flipped over. We're going to raise our work plane up to this level now, okay? And the way you do that is you take your work plane here and you drag it, but you don't just drop it anywhere. You drop it on top, and you don't want to drop it on the side of the cone because you see that work plane could go just about anywhere, but we're going to drag it onto the top right there of that cone bottom, which is now the top. Next step, drag a sphere to the work plane, and the sphere will jump up to that height. See, same height, wonder bar. Okay, zoom in, there we go. Now I am going to change the sphere to 8 by 8 by 8. So remember, we're going to hold shift, and there's that hint right here that tells you how to do that. Hold shift and click the corner, and now click the numbers. We're going to make it 8, which makes it 8 by 8 by 8 everywhere. Wonderful. Now I'm going to take it and drag it right there. But again, it's not exactly where I want it to be. So what the heck do we do now? So, so drag a work plane onto the original location of the work plane, meaning if I don't have any objects selected and I drag a work plane out, boom, we just go back to that original blue work plane, and you know it's the original because it's blue. So what do we do here now that our poor chess pawn isn't really looking so hot? I mean, we got all the pieces, but they're not in the right place. So I'm going to click and drag and select all of the pieces. Now I'm going to go up here to Align, which gives us these little guys, okay? Now if I click here, they all squish to the middle. That's not what we want. So I'm going to do Undo. If I go back and click Align and I squish them all to the corner, that's not really what we want either. So Undo. So what I'm going to do is go back to Align and click this middle one and click this middle one and check it out. Everything aligned to the middle perfectly. Brilliant. And now this guy, I'm actually going to move down just a little bit. He'll look better that way. Yeah, I like it. I think this is great. Problem is, they're still all separate shapes. So what do? We're going to select all of these shapes, and there are a couple of options. If I hit Bundle, then I can now just click this bundle and move it around or resize it or flip it or whatever as a bundle, but they're still separate shapes, and you can tell because they're different colors. So I'm going to go back, 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 back. All right. And then I'm going to go back one more time so they're not bundled. Although if you have them bundled, you can also just unbundle them with this one right here, ungroup. So now I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to click union group. All right, boom, and we know it is one shape because it is one. It is all one color, so it has become a shape. But I don't want an orange pond, so what do? I click it. I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to make it black. Ta-da! Because you got black and white in chess, so I like the black one. It's great. There it is. There is our wonderful pawn.